The Mark II continued to be made until 1967, but in '63 Jaguar introduced the model that was to ultimately replace it, the S-Type. But in the meantime, they wanted to flaunt their sporting prowess with the introduction of, and just when you thought it couldn't get any more sexy, the E-Type.
There is no other car, let alone Jaguar, like it, period. No car epitomised its time more, no car offered the same combination of style, performance and pedigree.
Launched in 1961 in Geneva to a swooning, quivering public, it was 14.5 feet of sex on wheels, with its blistering performance, clean lines and at the time high-tech specification. You can forget the Beatles and Stones, I think this car was responsible for a decade of free love. Now, all right, I'm getting a bit carried away, but this car is as much a 60s icon as any film star, politician or pop star. It was capable of 150 miles per hour. It'd get you from 0 to 60 in 6.9 seconds, and its ageing 3.8-litre six-cylinder engine that was in the original, not this V12, of course, was old but still phenomenally powerful, giving you 265 brake horsepower. Now, this car is the last one ever made. It's probably worth in excess of, well, £500,000, which is the very reason why no one's given me the keys. The whole E-Type is well over 15 feet long, and from the windscreen to the tip of the bumpers alone is well over 6 feet long. The whole thing has to allow for the curvature of the Earth's surface. And the grille, that's so famous, they've had to cosmetically transplant that onto the modern XK8. Of course, over the years, up until its demise in 1974, Jaguar made lots of changes on the Series 2 and 3. It is, in short, the most famous of classic cars. Instantly recognisable, desirable and surprisingly enduring, as so many still remain. But there are pitfalls, of course. So here's Ian Royal with a guide to buying your own E-Type Jag.
One thing that many people don't realise about classics like the E-Type is that they need to be driven to keep them in good order. Just using them for 3 weeks in the year and then sticking them in your garage for winter is a definite no-no. There are so many seals and valves that will gum up or go brittle over time that when you come to restart it, your engine will simply give up.
Parts are expensive. You pay a premium for the parts. I mean, you can get everything for the car in the Midlands. If you went to the likes of Martin Roby or any of them companies, they would actually make your car. If you had an ID, if you had a car that was in just a heap of rust in a corner and give them the ID to it, for the right money, they would make your car. But obviously, it's a premium, you know.
Remember that many E-Types have been restored, so get the car checked out by a specialist to avoid any nasty repair bills. In terms of buying an E-Type, prices vary greatly depending on condition. We've seen a 1972 model for £18,500 and a 1974 V12 for £31,000.